Today I'm reviewing a 2015 Chevy Malibu. The Malibu name was first used back in 1964 as a trim package offering on the Chevy Chevelle, and from 1978 to 1983 it became its own standalone model before it was discontinued. The Malibu was then reintroduced in 1997 as a front-wheel drive family sedan, and this 2015 is part of the 8th generation of Malibu that was sold from the 2013 to 2015 model year. The 8th generation Malibu becomes a global vehicle, meaning that the same Malibu is sold in 6 continents and over 100 countries. The Malibu is available in 3 different trim package offerings. This is the base LS model, they've got a mid-level LT package, and a top-of-the-line LTZ package. Now, although the original Chevelle Malibu is a really cool-looking rear-wheel drive family vehicle, today's modern-day Malibu is a little bit boring by comparison. But to be fair, it's kind of competing with other boring vehicles within the segment. The Nissan Altima, the Ford Fusion, the Toyota Camry, all those vehicles have a fairly ordinary appearance to them, and the Malibu is just trying to kind of blend in. I certainly wish that Chevy would do more to bring back some of the character of the original Malibu, really push the segment to new heights, but rather than doing that, they're just trying to kind of blend in. Up front, it does have a pretty nice clean front fascia. It's got kind of your typical Chevy front end for this era. Got the horizontal bar that cuts through the middle with the Chevy bow tie in the middle. We've got the split grille, which has a nice mesh design, and then we've got the chrome wraparound on the slower section and a chrome strip along the bottom of that upper section. Pretty nice looking headlight design. You'll see if you look closely, we've got the Chevy emblem inside, and then the hood is aluminum to help cut down on weight. It's got a few creases to give it slightly sporty appearance. And then on the side of the vehicle, pretty clean sheet metal design here. Not a lot of tacked on trim pieces or plastic, so nice in that sense. We do get a chrome wraparound on the window compartments to just give it a little bit of a premium look. And then the Space LS model comes with a set of 16-inch wheels. Nothing super exciting, but they're not bad looking, and they certainly beat hubcaps. Now, my favorite design cue on the 8th generation of Malibu is definitely the tail lights. I think they've got a really cool look here. Just a little bit of a Corvette look, although they're more like the Camaro with these dual fixtures that are a little bit square. They're kind of a cool design cue. With the Chevy emblem here in the hatch, and then third brake light. That's a nice clean look. Reflectors down below in this rear bumper. And then up top, we've also got a pretty sleek antenna. Cuts down on wind noise, helps with aerodynamics. All around, again, not the most exciting family sedan out there, but it's not bad looking either. I think it certainly holds its own within this segment. The key fob has keyless entry integrated on the back, and then it's also got a switchblade design. And then you can see that inside the interior's got a fairly attractive looking layout to it. Nothing real exciting. The materials aren't super high quality, but they're not really cheap either. You can see that they certainly try to give it a fairly attractive design. Around the center dash here, we've got this plastic trim piece here that gives the illusion of metal. Likewise, we get that through the middle, and then we've got a lot of chrome accents as well on the gear shifter here, around the base of it. We've got this little chrome strip that cuts through the center of the dash. Steering wheel likewise has a pretty nice design with these little knobs up here on the top. It's got, again, this little accent piece on the bottom. We've got cruise control integrated on the left-hand side, and then audio and Bluetooth over here on the right-hand side. Instrument cluster's got a fairly attractive look to it as well, with the kind of bluish light in the background. Tachometer on the left, speedometer on the right, and then we've got a temperature gauge in the bottom left, fuel gauge in the bottom right, LCD screen in the middle that gives us trip information and a few other vehicle settings. We do get automatic headlights, and then the vehicle's also got power windows, power door locks, and power mirrors. Center dash here, we've got our audio system. We've got an LCD screen here, which gives us a clock, temperature readout, and the date. And then when we've got the audio system on, you're getting the information for that as well. It's got AM/FM radio. It's got CD player. You can also connect a device using a hardwired connection or a Bluetooth connection. And then down below, we've got climate control with heat and air conditioning, hazard lights, 12-volt outlet, and then a button to turn off the traction control, gear shifter here in the center, 2 cup holders, and we've got 2 slots here for your smartphone to hold those, emergency brake here, and then center console here. It's got a fair amount of space in there, and then we've got that auxiliary connection as well as a 12-volt outlet. Up above, we've got a self-dimming rear view mirror that's got an integrated backup camera over here on the left-hand side. It's a fairly large screen for being integrated into that mirror. It's also got OnStar functionality, although that is a subscription service. And then up above, we've got 2 reading lights. The backseat of the Malibu is fairly spacious. I'm 5'10", and I've got the driver's seat position where I'd want it for driving, and I've got more than adequate space here for my knees. Headroom's not bad either. And the other thing that I like about this rear bench seat is that it's got pretty good side support, which sometimes you don't get in rear bench seats. You'll see that we've got just a little bit of side support here, which keeps you tucked in going around corners. Both doors have a cup holder integrated in the side. Got a little flap here for stuffing a few things into the seat backs. Center seat folds down into an armrest. We've got 2 cup holders and a little space here for storage. And then if I jump out, we can also drop down these seat backs in a 60-40 split to further increase rear cargo area. Coming around to the back of the Malibu, we've got this little button here that's integrated to open up the trunk, so kind of a cool design. And you'll see that we've got plenty of cargo space. Again, we can drop down those seat backs to further increase this area. And then below the floorboard, space for a spare tire and a pump. The 8th generation of the Malibu was essentially offered with 3 different engine options, although we see a minor change for 2015. At the top of the list, we've got a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo with 259 horsepower and 260 pound-feet of torque. That model also gets a sportier suspension that's a little bit firmer and larger brakes. 0 to 60 will take you 6.3 seconds, and it's got an EPA rating of 21 miles per gallon in the city and 29 miles per gallon on the highway. Now for 2013 and 2014, it was also offered with a 2.4-liter 4-cylinder with e-assist, basically a mild hybrid system. That model saw 182 horsepower and 172 pound-feet of torque, and it was paired to a 15 horsepower electric motor. Now with that system, we saw an EPA rating of 25 miles per gallon in the city and 36 miles per gallon on the highway, and 0 to 60 would take you about 8.2 seconds. That model was also a little bit lighter weight. It had an aluminum hood, aluminum rear bumper. Inside the vehicle, carpet materials were a little bit lighter, resulting in a savings of about 130 pounds. And then we had active shutters in the grille and smoother undercarriage body paneling to help with aerodynamics. Then the base engine on the Malibu is this 2.5-liter 4-cylinder, which was offered in 2013 and 2014. But for 2015, they add start-stop technology to help with fuel efficiency, and then they dropped the 2.4-liter from the lineup. With this engine, you get 197 horsepower and 191 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60 will take you 7.7 seconds. With the 2013 and 2014 models, the EPA rating was 22 miles per gallon in the city and 33 miles per gallon on the highway. But with the e-assist system, we get 25 in the city and 36 on the highway, the same fuel economy as what we saw with that 2.4-liter with e-assist. All of these engines are paired to a 6-speed automatic transmission, and the Malibu comes standard with front-wheel drive. Although the Malibu is not the most exciting vehicle to drive, it's still a very decent vehicle all around. I'd say that the real highlight is that it is incredibly composed. It's very quiet, smooth, and comfortable. Almost feels a little bit like a luxury vehicle. And I'd say that again is definitely the highlight of this vehicle. Beyond that, it's also got pretty nice steering feel with a nice weighted feel to it. And the vehicle has no shortage of power. Even this vehicle, which has the base 2.5-liter 4-cylinder, I've noticed no lack of power, merging onto highways, accelerating up steep grades. There's really been no shortage. And that's not surprising given the 0 to 60 time of 7.7 seconds, which is fairly quick. Of course, that improves to 6.3 with the 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo. 6.3 is getting quite quick for a vehicle within this class. And the great thing is that despite the fact that it's fairly powerful and fairly quick, fuel economy is decent as well. All around, I'd say that the Malibu is a really nice vehicle for just kind of that day-to-day commute, going on longer trips. Very comfortable, very smooth, very quiet, no lack of power, and it's fuel efficient. So that's the 8th generation model of the Chevy Malibu. Not the most exciting vehicle out there, and certainly isn't really paying tribute to the original Chevelle Malibu, but still a pretty decent vehicle to get you from point A to point B. Looks okay on the exterior. Likewise, the interior is all right. It's very smooth, quiet, and comfortable, and I'd say that the engines are fairly powerful and fuel efficient as well. Great option if you're just looking for a practical vehicle to get from point A to point B. If you have any comments or questions on the Malibu, leave them in the section below. For more car reviews, be sure to subscribe. In the meantime, thanks for watching.